Hi everyone, my name is Vikas Raut. Welcome to my channel Digital Prime. Friends, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to set up company and company code in two different systems. One is SAP S/4HANA Private Cloud, which you can see on the screen, and another system is SAP Public Cloud. Okay, so stay tuned with the video. Definitely, I will take you through complete step-by-step process in both the system. Especially, we need to focus on SAP Public Cloud. Okay, most of you already know how to set up into SAP S/4HANA Private Edition. So before we do the setup, we need to have some key point. So company. Company is nothing but it is a highest organizational unit in financial accounting. Okay, it represents the corporate group or holding company made up of multiple subsidiaries, and it is mainly used for consolidation purposes of external reporting for the group of company codes. Okay, and this is the two major point. One is like, if we create a company, we can assign multiple company codes in one company. Okay, and it is optional in configuration. Many businesses directly use company codes instead of defining company, but it is always recommended to have a company and then company code. Example, so let's take an example. Digital Prime Group Limited operates in multiple countries. So this particular will be created as a company, and rest three at the bottom will be created as a company code, because based on the region wise this particular branches are available of this particular company. Okay, now coming about the company code. Company code is nothing but it's a smallest organizational unit where we record all the day-to-day financial transactional entries at the company code level, and we can generate the financial reports, balance sheet, profit and loss, and other statutory reports based on the business needs. Okay, it is a legal entity recognized by law in a country, and obviously we said that it's our the financial transactions are being recorded at company code level, and there are three major elements which each and every company code must and should have. One is at the initial stage, basically its own chart of accounts, local currency, and physical year variant. Okay, physical year variant, it can differ based at the country level. Okay, if the company code is defined at different country, then definitely based on that particular physical year, what the country is following, based on that the physical year variant can be defined and assigned to the company code. Key differences. So company is nothing but a group holding structure used for consolidation, and company code is nothing but a legal entity where day-to-day transactions are posted and statutory reports are generated based on the business needs. Okay, so this is the key elements that we should keep in mind about the company and company code. So let's now dive into the system and define company and company code initially first into the SAP S/4HANA private cloud on premises. Okay, now there are two different way to get into the SAP SPRO screen of the consultant screen where consultant do the configurational activities. Friends, this video is going to be a little bit longer, so I will request you to be patient and watch this video end to end in order to have the complete concept. At the end of the video, I'm going to give you the key points about the SAP private edition and public cloud. Okay, so now in order to go SPRO screen, at the command box you need to type simply SPRO and press enter. Okay, SPRO and press enter. So now you can see that SAP reference IMG. Simply click over here itself. You will be able to see all the menus over here itself. Now the other way is slash forward slash and N, press enter. You will come back to the main SAP easy access screen. The other way is just you can see that in SAP menu tools, just expand this, then click on customizing, expand the customizing, then again you can see IMG, just expand this IMG, and you can see SPRO execute project. Just double click over here itself, it will take you to the customizing screen. Now again click on SAP reference IMG and you will be redirected to the all SAP menu. So in order to set up company, we have a folder that is enterprise structure. Just expand that, and you will need to go definition, sorry. Just expand the definition, then financial accounting, and then you will be able to find out define company. So a small clock icon over here itself, just click over here itself, you will be able to see all the companies which are already existing in this particular system. Now here 382 companies are already created. Okay, now we want to create another company over here itself in the system. Let's see, I already created one of them, but again I have eliminated in order to make you understand how the process are being followed. So let's click on new entries, and this company, it's basically 6-digit alphanumeric character it can accept. And always keep in mind, this is not directly we can go and give it out any code, unique code of company on our own. It's the business and the client who have to decide that, and based on the client decision and whatever the documents are signed off, based on that we need to give it out over here itself a unique code. So alphanumeric, I'm just selecting DP01, a 4-digit. You can even put it out, you can see that there is a 6-digit, after that it is not accepting, so I'm eliminating 2 last digit. Okay, and here I'm giving my company name as a Digital Prime Private Limited, Digital Prime PVT Ltd Private Limited. If the company name is too big, you can utilize the second box as well. Street, I'm simply giving as an Hyderabad. Okay, PO box, post office box, also I'm giving an Hyderabad. And postal, I'm just giving a pin code. City, I'm again giving Hyderabad. And country region is nothing but IN India. I'm creating this company at India region. And then language, coming about language, I'm going to use English, ENG. And then currency, INR, Indian rupees. Okay, so once you fill out all these details, simply click on save icon, which you can see over here itself. Once you click on save icon, system will pop up another window where you will be directed to save these all the changes under the specific transport request number. So right now you can see there is a automatically populated transport request. It is asking to save the details under this, but instead of saving my details under this particular transport request, I'm going to create a new transport and save my all the configuration under the new transport request number. So how to do that? You need to click on this create icon, and you need to give the short description of your transport request. Okay, so I'm giving over here itself Digital Prime company code setup. Okay, you can see the owner Vikas, my name, and last change date, you can see that over here itself, and status is a new. Simply click on save icon over here, it's at the bottom, and you can see the new transport request is now generated via system automatically. Simply click on save, continue, green check. Once you save it, definitely you will be able to see at the screen data was saved. Okay, suppose if you want to check the detail, okay, now simply just click on this green one step back, and just click one step back once again. Once again, if you get into this particular screen, and you will not be able to see directly over here itself where is your company. So simply click on position, and in the company you can give DP01, the code which I have defined, and then click on this green check. Once you click, you will be able to see that the company over here itself. Okay, so in this way you are successfully able to define the company. We have done the setup of company. Now let's come back and define the company code. At the same node, you can see that edit company, delete, check company code. So simply click on this clock icon, and the second option, edit company code, we will double click on that. You can see that the data is locked by user 347 user 118 can be display only. Okay, let's click on yes. So right now we are not able to create or make any changes. Why? Because there is already the user is using this screen. So let me come back and close this. Let me try once again. Let's see if the user is still exist. Okay, user is still exist over here itself. So let me do it one thing. Let me come back to the main screen. Okay, giving a SM38. Okay, no, not this one. SM12. Once we go to SM12 screen T code, let's eliminate the user and click on search. We will be able to see that these all are the active users are already using, the system right now. So let's select all and click on, let's delete. Once I'll delete it, this user will come out from that particular screen for time being, and we will be able to perform our activity. So let's go to SPRO once again, SAP reference IMG, then enterprise structure, go to definition, financial accounting, then edit, copy, delete, check company code. Just double click on this clock icon, then second option, edit company code. Once you click, now you can see that earlier we were unable to see the new entries. Okay, because it was coming as a display. So user were already into this particular screen. So right now we are into this particular screen. What we will do is right now we will click on new entries, and this over here itself, it's a 4-digit alphanumeric. So now here I'm going to give DP01 once again over here itself. Okay, and let's see, I think someone has already created DP01. So DL01, actually it is created, not DP01. So we are safe. So we are able to use this particular code. Now company name, I'm going to give Digital Prime PVT Ltd, and city I'm going to use again Hyderabad. Okay, and country region I'm going to use IN India, and currency I'm going to use INR. Okay, Indian rupee, and language EN, English. Once it is done, simply what we need to do is click on this save icon. Once you click on this save icon, system will populate the additional, window where you need to give some additional information over here itself. So street, house number, I'll give it Hyderabad. Okay, and postal code, I'm going to use it out 500039. Let's give it, the country region is IN India. Okay, then region over here itself, I will select Telangana. Okay, so Telangana is nothing but the 36 numeric digit. Okay, PO box, postal code I'm going to use again 500039, and language is going to be English. That's it. Rest I'm keeping as it is. Okay, name I can give it out over here itself, Digital Prime PVT Ltd Private Limited. This I'm creating as a company. Okay, title I'm giving as a company. Let's try to click on this copy. Specify PO box postal code. Okay, so we need this code as well, 500039. Now try to click on copy. You can see that the transport request number is automatically populated. Just click on continue. Okay, once you click on continue, you can see that data was saved. So in this way we are done with the setup of company and company code. Once we come back to the main screen and go to the SPRO, SAP reference IMG, enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting, and once we click over here itself on this clock icon and edit company code data, click on position and give DP01, you will be able to see that our company code is created over here itself. Okay, now let's come out of this particular screen. Okay, and we are at the main screen of SAP menu. Now let's get back into the SAP public cloud. So in order to create the company and company code, the setup and the concept is completely different over here. So we are using it out in that particular system, basically the T codes. But right now over here itself, it's not the concept. Here we need to go to the app. Okay, it's app based, nothing but here manage your solution. Okay. So this is the app where you need to have the access of this app. Without having the access of this app, we cannot perform any activity, okay, into SAP Public Cloud at the configurational level. So just click over here itself. It will open, the CBC, Central Business Configuration, over here itself. It will open the link for it. Just click on this second link, SAP Central Business Configuration. Once you click, it will redirect you towards to the CBC configurational main screen, where you can perform the all the configurational activity in SAP Public Cloud. Okay, let me refresh once again. So now you can see that this is something where we can perform all the activities at the configurational level in SAP Public Cloud. But right now, all the status, you can see it is incompleted. We need to reopen this in order to do any setup in the public cloud. So how we can do that? Do is we need to go to the organizational structure. Okay. Once we go to the organizational structure, what we can see that all the company codes which are already created into the system. Now here you can see the option edit. Just simply click on edit. System will pop up the menu. Just simply select this checkbox and click on edit. Once you click on edit, simple, it's a simple. System will simply open the configurational activity for you. If you go to overview once again, you will be able to see that deploy option is now open and setup organizational structure is now reopened. So as I said, in order to do any configuration, this setup should be first in reopen or open state or in editable state. Now we are into the editable state right now. In order to set up a company code, what we need to do is, we can see that create option is enabled right now. Simply what we will do is we will click on create, and then you can see that these are all things that you can create from the CBC tile. Okay. Right now we are into the CBC, Central Business Configuration. Okay. Now simply what you need to do is you need to click on company code. Once you click on company code, this create company code node will get selected automatically, and you need to provide the detail over here itself. So now I'm going to give the create company code ID, which I'm going to give DP01, and name I'm going to give ETS Motors, for example, and city I'm selecting as in Hyderabad. Okay. Country region, I'm selecting India. And why there is only two countries appearing, there is another concept behind that, because in SAP S4HANA, when we are clicking on drop down, multiple countries are appearing. So here only two, because it is set up only for two, that is why it is appearing only two. And how to set up the multiple country region, that I will also show you later on in the video. Please stay tuned in the video. So let's select in India and select company. So you can see that it is creating a company code. Now here it's asking to select the company. Under the drop down, we need to create the company. Once we create the company, automatically it gets assigned to this particular company code. So click on create new company and give it the ID. So ID I'm giving, let's say 10DP I'm giving. Okay. And company name I'm giving ETS Motors. So here, 2 alpha digits are important. Okay, it is mandatory to provide 2 alpha digit over here itself. Country region I'm giving India. Let's click on create. Once you click on create, what will happen? It will be available under this node. Earlier, 10DP is not really available. If you click on drop down, earlier it was only 1810. Right now it is 10DP is also available. So let's select that and click on create. Okay. At least 2 character ID should be alpha. Okay. So let's eliminate this and we will give it 10DP over here as well. Okay. And let's click on create now. Once we click on create, what will happen? System will create a company, but you can see here the process is entirely different. It is showing as not confirmed. Okay. We need to confirm also, but prior to that, I'll create a plant as well under this node. So let's select this particular node, plant node, and let's give for the plant also, I'm giving the same code 10DP. Okay, and I'm giving the plant name ETS Motors plant. Okay, Motors plant. City again, I'm keeping in Hyderabad, in the same city, the plant. Okay, country region I'm selecting as an India. Click on create. Okay, once you click on create, the plant under the same company code is already got created. Now I wanted to assign this particular plant to the purchasing organization in order to perform the activity from the side. Okay, so what I will do is, here relations view, you can see, either you can select this and directly go over here itself and click on assignment. So once you click on create assignment, system will populate over here by default created, two different purchasing organization. So if you notice, 1710 US purchasing organization, 1810 IN purchasing organization, it means that from the SAP best practices, it is pre-delivered two different company codes from two different region, that is US and India. So as this company I have created for India region, what I will do, I will select 1810. Okay, if you have created a company code for US, you need to select 1710, but instead that I have to select over here 1810 because I created my company code in the Indian region. Okay, let's select this, click on save. Once we click on save, we can see that it is already assigned right now. And now I'm already going to do the setup for company code, plant, and purchasing organization. So what I will do is, in order to get this particular company code created in SAP Public Cloud, I need to click on confirm. Until and unless I click on confirm, system will not create those company codes over here itself. So let's click on confirm. Once we click on confirm, system will reconfirm. Okay, if we click on nodes, we will be able to see that what we have created so far. Okay, so we can see that company code, plant, and relation of the plant to the purchase organization that we have created so far. Let's click on this top node checkbox. It will select all automatically and click on confirm. Once we click on confirm, system will take some more time to confirm the entire process. You can see that confirmation progress, it's 0% right now. So this is how we are creating, the company code setups, org structure setups into the SAP public cloud. Okay, and it will take some time, 10-15 minutes. Sometimes it takes more than the expectation. Sometimes even it gets completed within the shortest period of time. So until and unless it gets complete, the confirmation gets complete, we cannot perform any other activity right now. You can see that currently the organizational structure cannot be edited due to an ongoing life cycle operation. So right now it completed a 60%. Once we are done with this 100%, we have another activity that we need to perform over here itself. So here it is getting completed bit quicker. Right now it is 99% already got completed. Let's wait for a couple of minutes more. I believe that it will get completed quickly. Okay, so now it got completed. Now you can see that 10DP ETS Motors got confirmed. Earlier it was not confirmed. Now it got confirmed. And now if you want to see the plant, you can see the plant also got confirmed. The purchasing organization, if you want to see, you can see that under the plant, we can see that the purchasing organization as well, which got, assigned. Okay. So now, after this particular confirmational activity, once it is got confirmed, we need to complete the activity in the central business configuration in CBC tile. This is a CBC tile. So here what we need to do is we need to click on complete activity. So once we click on complete activity, system will populate one window and will give you a notice. I mean, like information or warning. You need to read that. Obviously it is all the setup is up to the mark. Then what we will do is we need to click on OK. Once we click on OK, system will take a lot more time in order to complete the activities. So here the setup organizational structure got completed status. Earlier it was reopened, right? Now it got completed. Now what we need to do is the last and final step is we need to deploy this. Until and unless we deploy, we will not be able to see our company code under the list. So I'll show you one process over here itself. In SAP Public Cloud, here in private edition, here if you go to the private edition, let's go to SPRO, press enter, SPRO, press enter, SAP reference IMG, and you go to enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting, define company. So here you can see the list of company codes. We have created DP01, right? So here Digital Prime Private Limited. Here, if we want to go similarly likewise the process, then the way is completely different in public cloud. Here we need to go to implementation activity app. Implementation activities app. And under the implementation activities app, we will be able to see all the menus. Okay. We need to go to general settings over here. Okay. Under the general setting, we will see organizational structure and then we'll see company. Under the company, we'll be able to see that create company. Once we click on this clock icon, it will show you the list of company codes which is now created into the system. The list of company which is created in the system. So if we go to the org structure once again, and if we want to see this 10DP ETS motors under this node here, then we must have to deploy this. This status is open. We need to deploy. And once we click on deploy, system will ask to confirm. And once we click on confirm, system will take more time to complete the deployment. Again, you can see your workspace is locked due to an ongoing deployment scope or country region activation. Okay. And we cannot perform any activity once we are in the process of deployment or in the process of confirmation or in the process of completing activity in the CBC. Now, once we are done with the deployment over here itself, it's 100% is done, then system will by default generate automatically from itself only the transport request. In SAP S/4HANA Private Edition, whenever we are doing any configuration, we were able to save the changes or configurations into the transport request. And at immediately, the system is populating the window over here itself in the system and asking to save the changes under the transport. Similarly, the same thing will happen over here, but everything will get automatically captured under one specific transport request, which system by default itself only will generate in public cloud. That's the difference between SAP S/4HANA and public cloud. Right now it is completed 20% and it will take some more time. Definitely deployment is not something that immediately or within 10-15 minutes it get completed. Sometimes it may get more than the expected time, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours likewise. Right now it got completed 60%. Let's see if it is getting completed. Well and good. If not, then definitely we need to wait until this process gets completed. And once this deployment is get completed, what will happen? System will add on 10DP ETS motors over here itself. Okay. And system will generate automatically the transport request. And how to check the transport request in SAP Public Cloud. Again, we need to go to this search, and here we need to export customizing transport. This is the app, export customizing transport. Just click on the app, and in this app you will be able to see all the transport request. So here you can see that this is the transport request. All right, we can see that the deployment got successfully completed, and right now it is completed 100%. So let's click OK. And as I said, we need to check whether the company code which we have created, let's see the company code under the organizational structure, which is 10 DP ETS Motors, got added under our company code node or not. So in order to check that, just click on this search icon and look for the app implementation activities. This is the app implementation activities. And once you are into the implementation activities app, what you need to do is go to the general setting node and go to organizational structure and go to company, then click on this clock icon, create company code. Once you click on that, you can see that 10 DP ETS Motors is now added under the country region IN. Okay. So this is the way that you do the complete company code setup into the SAP public cloud. Additionally, I also said that the system will generate automatically the transport request. So we will go to the app export customizing transport, export customizing transports. So once you go to this particular app, we will be able to see that this is the recent, transport request which system automatically generated in the name of BC scope extension. Always remember, whenever we set up the company code or set up the org structure, system by default generate the transport request with the name of BC scope extension only. Okay. And once we come about over here itself, in this particular TR, we will be able to see all the org structure setup over here itself. This is the main TR, and under the main TR, there is a sub TR over here itself. If we go to the sub TR under the particular, then we will be able to see all the setup detail, that what is being set up activity has been performed in the CBC tile. Okay, 313 activities are available over here. So we can see that, system generates each and every activity objects under the TR and set up each and every, structural activities at the backend. As it is a SAP public cloud, it's pre-delivered and pre-configured setups are coming from the SAP side itself. We need not to go and create a number ranges on other, configurational activities right now. We have set up the company code and everything is done right now. And we are ready to go ahead and perform the activities. But before doing that, we need to perform some of the basic configurational activities, which I will take you through in the next session. So as promised, I said that at the end of the video, I will show you some of the major differences, that how the SAP public cloud and SAP on-premises are having some of the differences based on doing this, basic structural setup. So let me take you towards to this comparison sheet. This is a company and company code private cloud versus public cloud. So the purposes, you can see that define company code, we have a T code which is OX15. Define company code, we have a code OX02. Then we have assign company code to company, that is OX16, and global parameters, we know that OBY6. However, in public cloud, the process is completely different. There is no concept of T code. There is a SSCUI number. So this number, if you remember, definitely you will directly redirect it towards to the defined company code. I'll show you. The number is 106040. 106040. Let me take you to the public cloud and let me take you to the configuration node. Once we are at the configuration node, if suppose we are going to type 106040, okay, it will directly take you towards to this particular node, create company. Okay, so This is the ID, which is a unique ID for each and every tile unit, which you need to remember. If you are unable to remember, that's fine completely. But in day-to-day activity, once you are performing the activities on consistent basis, definitely you will be able to remember that. Now, coming about the other thing over here itself, you can see that assignment of company to company code, there is a separate code for it, that is 101631. 101631. Okay, so it's 101631. So assign company code to company, right? It's directly taking over here itself. So this is how the public cloud specifically works, and this is all about from my side. Okay, thank you so much. This video have been a little bit longer. As I said, there is a way comparison. I just wanted to do it out. Thank you so much for your time. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and give your thoughts and on what next topic that you wanted to have a video from my end. Definitely I will try to create a video on that particular topic. Please do not forget to like, subscribe the Digital Prime, and leave your comment, your suggestion. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks a lot.